lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be reacting to Ren following through with Vincent's tale with self-portrait, which I'm super excited for. I honestly have been waiting for the next chapter of this tale, so I can't wait to get into this video and see what I can expect. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, then welcome and thank you for joining. Make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep making more videos like this. But with all that being said, I am just super excited to get into this, so let's do it. I'm loving the little backing song. Getting sort of that similar shot to what we had in Sunflowers. I'm just so curious how this is all going to interlink. Like, I love the way that Ren really just thinks all of these things through and really just is able to tell that story. Stop it right now. No, because this is giving such Screech vibes, like the whole intro, and Jenny obviously as well, like all of the Jenny and Screech tales with a little guitar. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second, because I don't think I'm ready. I've had to pause a second because I don't think I'm genuinely ready for this. Is that not who we saw in Sunflowers? Are we going to start learning more about who he is? Stop it! I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. This is going to be incredible. Already we're getting those similarities, you know, to, like I was saying, Jenny and Screech's tales, you know, with the guitar at the beginning. Like, really just giving you that nostalgia back to that story, back to that whole memory of Jenny and Screech and, you know, everything that happened. And I feel like that leading into this tale as well, it's giving that little bit of symbolism to obviously Jenny and Screech, but now we're coming through with a new story and a new tale, which is super exciting. I'm just loving it so far. Again, Ren has such a great way with these videos as well of really just telling that story, coming through, having all of that eeriness and just the dynamic that he's able to create in every single video, and the thought that goes into every single detail is just incredible. What on earth is going on? I'm loving all the lights, can I just say? All the lights are beautiful. I love, listen, the videography, the way the camera is just like panning.
You miserable prick, I will do what I want, I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you all. Say that with pride. It's my right to be silent when you fed me lies.
Can we just take a moment, right? Number one, Ren is just such a phenomenal talent. The guitar playing is unbelievable. Like, I say this every time, but I don't know how he does it. He is just phenomenal. But number two, the vocals, absolute incredible vocals on that. Just everything. Genuinely, just the ability that Ren has to really draw you in. Like, that whole moment there, I just felt like I was silenced because he just has that ability to just really draw you in with that story, to really, you know, make you want to just listen to everything that he's saying, and it just captivates you and everything that's going on around as well. Like, the way the videography, like I was saying, the camera panning honestly needs so much appreciation because it just adds that dynamic to everything that's going on in this one moment. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's just, you know, Ren saying in this moment, like, I'm just sick and tired of everything that's going on. Like, I'm sick and tired of the way that this country is. I'm sick and tired of the way that, you know, people feel that we're able to treat one another. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing these same streets and having all of the same things replay on repeat. Like, I'm just I'm tired of it all. Like, I just want to be able to escape this. It's almost like he's combating that with saying, like, because of that, I just feel like it's my right to be violent. I feel like it's my right to be able to express that anger and emotion because I don't know any other way of being able to vent out how much I feel like I just want to escape everything that's going on around me other than to just let it out and lash out with that violence. It's like the only way that I've known and the only way that I feel like I've grown to be able to really release all of that anger. It's just incredible the way that he is able to really just get into the emotions of the story itself and the characters themselves. Like, it's just amazing.
Violent when you fed me lies.
That end vocal was just.
I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be. And
Camera.
I work for that right because nothing
everything.
comes free. I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive.
The way we've got the little alleyway as well.
With murderous glee, I will do to this country what
Oh my jeez, Louise, Ren. I will do to this country what you've done to me. I will continue to say this until the end of time, but Ren is one of the most incredible storytellers, one of the most incredible. The way I describe it is like poets through song. He is almost like the Shakespeare of music, in a sense. He just has that ability to really wrap around a specific topic that he is genuinely so passionate about, and he will be able to take that topic and make you so incredibly just overwhelmed and captivated with just the beauty in the way that he is able to express such what should be like difficult and negative topic or story or message, and somehow be able to tell it so beautifully with such great imagery through his music. It is just absolutely phenomenal. Him yet again just saying, you know, feeling let down by that system, feeling let down by the place that you should be able to call home, like this country, what you should be able to see as your home, your hometown, your country. It just feels like everything is letting you down. Everything's against you in this life, you know, in this world. And it's just that that's really causing that bitterness and that aggression to just keep on building. And the way that he is able to layer that through the character and the character development through these tales is just unbelievable. It really is. Another line that I really loved in that was when he said, you know, I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that right because nothing comes free. That lyric there is just absolutely incredible. And just the way that he is able to have that rhyme scheme. I just love that rhyme scheme. I think that is so amazing.
What you've done to me. Destroy.
Oh! I'm loving this switch up.
I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth. And I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth. So my
Ren, what are you actually trying to do right now? Because that was fire. Are you joking? The way that he just said, listen, the way that he just completely flipped wasted around like 3 times on itself. Genius. I'll keep on saying it. Lyrical genius, right? Right there. Lyrical genius. Saying, like, I'm wasted, but I wasted all my youth. Like, I'm absolutely wasted. I'm basically not even coherent at this point. But I wasted all my youth. Like, I absolutely just, you know, gave up all my youth in a sense. Like, I wasted my youth away. And then saying getting wasted on my truth. Honestly, the way that he is able to just flip around those words and have just that ability to create such different meanings and spins on the words is just unbelievable. I just think that whole feeling from this song of, you know, somebody just being that angry and just that bitter with the way that life has treated them, with the way that they feel like the country, the system, everything has just let them down. Like, to feel that dark of emotions that you literally just want to tear apart everything that's around you. Like, tear apart the city that you're in, the country that you're in, and just make trouble with your hands. Like, literally, that symbolism itself, like, make trouble with my hands. Like, the thought of literally with your bare hands wanting to tear everything apart. Like, not even having anything to help you with that, but your bare hands, just you yourself with your own device, like your own hands, just tear everything apart. That is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, the imagery in that is unbelievable.
And I've stayed so damn complacent, getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these pages. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am Lucifer. Might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm.
Love that. I'm the storm after the calm.
Victimless, the pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick! Now the rule.
I'm sorry. This is absolutely incredible. If you don't tell me this isn't a work of art, then I don't understand, because it genuinely is just that in and of itself. It's a complete work of art, and everything that Ren does is just unbelievable. I will say, I don't know if that was a reference to anything at all, but I did see, obviously, he was walking past somebody in that wheelchair, and I instantly just thought of Money Game Part 3. I don't know if that was a reference to that, but I just thought I'd mention it because, like, it was on my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, is that like a little snippet into something? But that was just on my mind. But again, I just want to take a moment. The camera work on this is actually unreal. Like, the way that we span around then, we went from that dark to the light. It's just unbelievably incredible. Like, I will say every single Ren video that I've seen, every time, it's just unbelievable, the camera work that goes on, the thought behind every single movement and every single motion that Ren chooses within this. And then to have that carried out in the transitions and just the cinematography of it all, it's just incredible.
Prick!
That switch.
Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing strip, carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
Are you joking, Ren? Are you joking? This is unbelievable. I feel like there's so many references going on as well, which is unbelievable. Listen, that whole moment there with Ren, right? That whole rhyme scheme was absolutely unbelievable. Again, that was giving me very much almost like Violet's Tale, when he has that whole moment in Violet's Tale of when Violet is, suffering. And it's just that whole thing of just like one rhyme after another to just explain like the destruction that's going on in that moment. And I feel like that is what this is reminding me of. Like, it's giving me those flashbacks to almost like Violet's Tale and that tragedy, But that one line there, Ren, right? The one that really stood out to me was when he said, park a fist on the landing strip. That is just unbelievable. Carnage, it finds the cartilage. Karma sieve like a carbonated cola on a crucifix. These rhymes are actually just out of this world extraordinary. The fact that we've got so much alliteration going on, I'm just loving. I think it's incredible. But karma sieve like a carbonated cola on a crucifix. Then when he said, when he was saying like the singular kill, to me, I was getting flashbacks to Masochist. When he said, my mind is ill and it makes me want to kill. It was giving me very much flashbacks to that. And also we've obviously got him in sort of like the alleyway, which is giving very much references to Screech's tale and Jenny's tale. I feel like this is just all combining so many different worlds into one, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's almost that thing of, once you start a fight, like you said, kill or be killed. Once you've started that, it's either you or him in that moment. And, ultimately that is going to end in tragedy, but it's either for yourself or for the other person. And it's like, no matter what way you look at that, there's tragedy on both sides, because ultimately, either you have taken a life and you are left with that tragedy of knowing that that is the actions that you've caused, or there's tragedy in the fact that you ultimately have lost that fight, and that is a tragedy in and of itself. That is just phenomenal.
Or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood. Do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run. Blue lights, boy, chill.
Wow. Just showing how quickly things can turn. Like, you think it's just a fight, but things can quickly and drastically change and become so much more serious. And you're left with the gravity of your actions in that moment, The camera work is phenomenal. And the little sirens in the background as well,
So it goes in the absence of the light. The devil's soul, a seed in either mind.
The vocals are absolutely unbelievable. Yet again, I just love everything going on right now, especially having the whole sense of darkness. Like, everywhere you look there is just darkness, and I feel like that is just almost like synonymous with that character almost being taken in by the darkness of the world, and not being able to see that light like you were saying. I just love the way that comes through in the camera work and just the whole imagery of everything. That vocal.
Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor, the cut to
Oh my god.
hate the world spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down, and that shapes him. He hears the sound of a copper, hot upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some were never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow.
I'm sorry, but the amount of just truth that he is completely just absolutely sharing right now is unbelievable. Like, the way that he's saying, there are so many tragedies and things going on in the world, but ultimately we are just being fed so many different things from so many different people trying to distract us from the problems and the things that are really going on. And saying, we're so focused on, our image sometimes, and like getting likes and follows and shares, and, we're so focused on things that don't really have much meaning in comparison to the actual true tragedies and just destruction that can go on in the world. And we just sometimes turn a blind eye to that. The way that he just span that around saying, the world has hit him, it's kicked him, and when he was down, it's literally shaped him. Like, everything that he has been through in this world is what's made him this way. It's what's made him bitter. It's what's made him ultimately end up taking these actions and, taking this wrong path because of everything that he's experienced. It's not necessarily who he is deep at heart, but it's things ultimately that have made him turn more bitter and have that, reflection on the world of it just being that negative place that he just feels like he can't see a way out of. And that is what shaped him. It's not himself, it's not who he is, but it's the way that he has been molded by all of these things, by the fact that, he feels like he's been let down, and by the fact that he feels like he has no meaning in this.
to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow ban the problem man, a sold for $1, and keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it, or the rules that we all honour. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running? He's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch, and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law. So he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
I genuinely, I feel like I'm getting like emotional because it's just the thought of it all coming back round on itself. Oh my gosh. I genuinely, oh my gosh, that's made me so emotional. Just the build up, like having it come back around. I wasn't expecting this, but it's just the fact like that. He always hits you with just such unexpected moments, and I just didn't expect that. Like, having this be Vincent's tale. Like, obviously, we've had those draws back to Jenny and Screech's tale. But just seeing now, like, this is now Richard, you know? Like, the officer who had to take Screech's life. All those stories ago now. And having him come back around and find himself, like, first day back at work after, you know, all this time. He's come back and nothing's changed. Like, nothing's changed. That's big. Oh my god. Like, even that in and of itself, it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, he's come back now after all this time, and he's, you know, racked with this guilt and just, you know, sorrow of everything that he had to do. And it's almost like it was all, in a sense, in a way, like it just feels like it was meaningless because he's come back to work on his first day. It's just the same situation over again. And he's having to make that choice, you know, and ultimately this time it didn't end in the loss of a life, but it has, in a sense, meant that now Vincent, who, through sort of the fault of the system, the fault of the world around him growing up, is now going to have his life completely changed by having to lead a life of, you know, being a part of that system now, you know, being taken into, I'm assuming, prison, jail. It's just, I think that's what's hitting me most, is it's like nothing's changed. And it's like Ren was saying, you know, we always turn a blind eye and we always focus on the distractions, and we don't speak up sometimes on these topics that need to be spoken about because we're worried about, you know, people thinking of us in a different way, or we're worried about people, you know, trying to stop our voice in whatever way that might be. But ultimately, if we don't speak up and we don't start making change, what is the world going to come to? Like, it does just make you think of the more gravity in all of these tales coming together, because it is just like nothing changes. I wasn't expecting to be like this. Oh my gosh. But there's just something in the way that he writes that it just hits you so differently. I'm sorry for getting emotional, but there is just something so moving about everything in the way that Ren writes. It hits you so hard, you know? I will just say as well, though, the way that we went back to, you know, how they had those shots with the guitar, and it was like where that happened in Screech's tale, you know, and Screech ultimately, his story ended in tragedy. This one, those shots weren't fired. Instead, you know, Richard chose the hands of the law. But it's just, this whole tale is just absolutely unbelievable.
This man who lived inside the law, so he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
No, because that, oh my gosh, that ending guitar note was the same as Screech's Tale. It's how Screech's Tale ended. The details, the details and just the thought process that goes into every single motion with Ren is just unbelievable. I'll keep on saying it because I can't stop. Like, it just blows my mind. It really does. He is just unbelievably talented and incredible. And this is not like, for me, yes, this is music. This is, creatively expression through music, but also it's just art. Like, it's right at heart. It's almost like this whole thing being based around, Vincent van Gogh. It's like this is art. Like, in a way, the play on that, even in and of itself, like the fact that we're getting titles that are, Vincent van Gogh paintings. It's like that is what these stories are. They're telling a story through not only the words, through not only the imagery, but just through pure art in and of itself. That is what this is. It's just absolutely amazing. Wow. Those like piano keys like descending almost. Wait, what? Wait, whoa, whoa. Richard's Tale's coming soon. Richard's Tale's coming soon. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. That was one of the greatest masterpieces I've ever seen in my life. Like, I say this every time when it comes to these tales, but it's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. This whole story, like Vincent's story, being so similar in some senses to Screech's, but it having such a different ending because of the way that Richard has had to cope since Screech's Tale, since having that tragedy left on his hands. The fact that he's now turned it around for Vincent to face almost like justice in a sense rather than anything else, and seeing like the two sides of the coin. I think it's just incredible. But like I was saying, just the way that that whole thing of like nothing changes, the world just keeps going on and we keep just turning a blind eye to everything. But ultimately, where is that going to lead us to? I feel like that is what I felt most from this whole thing. I think that message in and of itself is just absolutely so profound. And I just really appreciate and admire Ren for what he does, because this isn't just music, like I was saying, like this really does just make you stop and think. They really are, like, these videos are such talking points, they're such important and profound messages in and of themselves, and it's things that we do need to genuinely take away from and think about and listen to and really try and focus on, because ultimately we are choosing to sometimes turn a blind eye to things that we shouldn't be distracting ourselves with. Like, we need to try and focus on the present and what is going on, because we want to see that change. We don't want things to end up being destroyed and destructed, seeing the world torn apart because people feel like they are ultimately being let down by the system, by, the world. This whole video really has just made me like so overwhelmed with thoughts and feelings and just emotions, and I wasn't expecting to get emotional, but I think just seeing all of those things from Jenny and Screech's Tale and all of those things, that those little moments that really just shone through from the previous tales all mixing together with this one, and now we're going to get Richard's Tale as well. It's just absolutely blown me away, and it's just absolutely incredible. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along this reaction with me. If you did, like I said, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching, so I can keep making more videos like this. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video.